Hello children. And identify the habitats they live in. So write in the space provided below each animal. So here children, here you can see three animals. No, whereas this one is camel, this one is monkey, and this one is a whale. No, sorry, this is a dolphin. This is a dolphin. Okay children. So what is our work? So we have to identify the animal and we have to write. So in which place do this live? Okay, so whether they live in land, water or tree. Okay children, so habitat is nothing but the place where they live, okay, where they survive here. And camel, where does it live children? Either in the on the land, in the water or on the tree? Yes, it lives on the land. No, this one, camel lives on the land. Now monkey, where do monkey live? It lives on the trees. And this dolphin, it lives on the in the water. Okay, so here, so what we are able to understand is, so this this camel is an terrestrial animal which lives on the land. Okay, and monkey is also an terrestrial animal which lives on the tree. And dolphin is an aquatic animal which lives in the water. In the sense, so they are adapted to live on land, whereas this camel is adapted to live on land, especially in desert areas, that too. Okay, and this monkey is adapted to live on the tree. Okay, and dolphin is adapted to live in the water. So this is like adaptation in the environment. Okay children, so we'll learn again, like plants, animals also undergo changes over a period of time to adapt to their surroundings. So let us learn about the adaptations of different animals in details in this chapter. So children, even plants also, like plants also, no, plants also, we have got terrestrial plants, we have got aquatic plants, no, so even plants also have got adapted according to their surroundings, no children. So we have discussed about plants. And animals also, they have got so many changes. So they have undergone so many changes and they have adapted themselves to the particular surroundings. Okay, so as we just learnt that, whereas a camel can live on a land, no, monkey can live on the tree, and a dolphin or a whale can live in the water. So like that, so they have adapted themselves to live in their surroundings. Okay, and so there are different type of animals which are adapted in different ways, no, which are adapted to the surroundings in different ways. So let us learn in detail now. So the first one here, it is adaptations to environment. Adaptations to environment. Okay, so based on the environment in which they live, animals are grouped as terrestrial, aquatic, amphibian, aerial and arboreal. See children here, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 types. So adaptation to environment is of 5 types. Okay, so based on the environment is nothing but our surroundings, or like as we said, like the hot regions, cold regions, land area, water area. Okay children, so these different surroundings. Okay, so that based on that particular environments, so the animals are grouped as 5 kinds here. Like how are they? They are terrestrial animals, aquatic animals, amphibian, aerial and arboreal. Okay children, so we are going to learn about them. So before that, here, so just let us just read this. Adaptations are any behavior or physical characteristics of an animal that help it to survive in its environment. So what is adaptation children? It is any behavioral or physical characteristics of an animal that help it to survive in its environment. Okay, so where it is able to live in a particular environment, where it can live comfortably in any environment. So it may be based on behavioral or physical characteristics. Physical characteristic means, children, physical features. Physical features, if you see animals, some animals are with fur. No, some animals are with fur. Some animals are without skin. No, so these are the physical, like for example, this is one physical feature. Okay, so in cold regions, animals have got most fur on their skin. Why? To protect from the cold. No, in heat regions, animals do not have fur. Why? To protect themselves from the heat. So like that, this is one example. And behavior also. Behavior also, no. So sometimes in the cold climates, what did we learn before that? So they are going to grow their fur. No, why? To protect themselves from the cold. So that is their behavior. Okay, so adaptation is nothing but, so their physical features and the behavior are going to change according to its environment. Why do they change? To make themselves comfortably to live in that particular areas. Clear, children? So as we, for example, we live in houses. We, in the sense whom? We are human beings. No, we live in the houses. Okay, so even in heat days like summer, we wear cotton clothes. No, in winter we wear woolen clothes. Why? To protect from the heat and also the cold. So in the sense, our behavior is changing. No, so like that here, even animals also, they are going to have a change in their behavior and physical features. Okay, children, these characteristics fall into three main categories. One is body parts, body coverings, and behaviors. See, what are they? So these characteristics, that is the features, fall into three main categories. So what is that? That is body parts, body coverings, and behavior. Okay, so body coverings, body parts, and behavior. And any of all of these types of adaptations play a critical role in the survival of an animal. So these three characteristics, that is what? The physical characteristics. Okay, so it is of three types, that is body parts. Through their body parts, through their body coverings, and also their behavior, so their physical characteristics are defined. Okay, children, and any or all of these types, so any part of their body or all of these three types, any type or all of these types of adaptations, they are going to play an important role, critical role, an important role in the survival of an animal. Survival of an animal is nothing but the animal, to make it alive. Now, animal has to live. No, so to make the animal live in a particular surroundings or a place, so their body parts, body coverings, and behaviors are going to play an important role. Clear, children? Now we learn about the terrestrial animals. Terrestrial animals, what are they? Animals that live on land are called terrestrial animals. Okay, so which live on land, we call them as terrestrial animals. The climate conditions on land vary from place to place. Yes or no, children? The climate condition, it is going to differ from place to place. Yes or no? So some regions are very cool, some are very hot, some are of medium temperatures. So there are different type of climates, and that are going to differ according to the place. Okay, so for example, here if you see, polar regions are extremely cold. Polar regions, where are they? Towards the north, where you have got Arctic Ocean, Arctic Circle. So these, okay, polar regions are extremely cold, these regions. Animals like polar bears, Arctic foxes, penguins, seals and walrus live here. Okay children, see what are all the animals live here, like polar bears, Arctic foxes, penguins, all this, no? Whatever we have written here. So these animals are lived in polar regions. So they live here. In the sense, they are adapted to live in this particular region, that is cold region. To protect themselves from cold, these animals have thick hairy skin. So as we discussed before, so we said that some animals have got lot of fur on their body, that is the skin. Why do they have this much of skin on their body? Like these animals, as we see in our picture, polar bear, penguin and the other animals here. So why? To protect themselves from cold. No. So as we human beings, we wear sweaters. No. We wear all mufflers and all. When winter comes, do we wear all this? Yes. Why do we wear? To protect ourselves, to give the body the warmth. So we are going to wear woolen clothes, socks and all that. No. So like this, these animals, so they are made of thick and hairy skin, so that they get protected from the cold. Okay children. So because these are very much cold areas, that is polar regions. So animals like polar bear and walrus also have a thick layer of fat under the skin called blubber. See here. So animals like polar bear and walrus. So what do they have children here? So they have got a thick layer of fat. So under the skin they have got a thick layer of fat, it seems. So that is called as blubber. Okay. So which animals do have this blubber? That is polar bear and walrus. Clear children? Yes, now. So due to the scarcity of food during cold periods, animals like bear, frog and snake prefer to sleep throughout the winter and remain inactive. So what happens in winters, some of the animals, they will not be able to get food because of the cold and the snow in the climate. Okay. So what do they do because of that? So they will sleep throughout the winter. So when we sleep, so we will not get hungry. No, we will not feel hungry. So here, because there is no food, scarcity of food, less amount of food. Okay. So during cold periods, animals like bear, frog and snake. So these type of animals, they prefer to sleep throughout the winter and remain inactive. Inactive in the sense they are not going to perform their activities. So they are not going to go for hunting or some other any such type of activity. They'll just sleep for some months until the winter is completed. Okay children, why? To protect themselves from their hunger. As there is no food, very less food, so they have to protect themselves from the hunger. So that is why they'll sleep. Clear children? This long winter sleep is called hibernation. This long winter sleep, the animals which sleep for months together throughout the winter, no. So this sleep, this long winter sleep is called hibernation. We call it as hibernation. Clear children? Now, mountains are also very cold. Okay. Animals that live on mountains such as the mountain sheep, mountain goats and yaks have thick fur on their body which keeps them warm during cold weather. So now we'll see the mountain animals. Mountain animals. So mountains children, have you ever been to mountains or have you seen mountains in pictures? Okay, and all that. So you can see them very high towards the sky. No. So these places which are very much in height, those places always be cool. Okay. So here mountains also come under this category. No, mountains also are very cold. So animals which live on mountains. So we also have animals which live in these areas, that is on mountains, such as mountain sheep, mountain goats and yaks. Okay, here you can see the picture of a yak in our slide. Okay, so these animals, they have got a thick fur on their body. Can you see the fur here, children? So they have got a thick fur on their body which keeps them warm during cold weathers. Like as we wear sweaters, even their fur here, it acts as a sweater for them. So this fur makes them or keeps them warm during cold weather. These animals have strong hooves. Hooves. What are hooves? The hard covering present in the foot of some animals. See here. This. Okay. So what we call it as, it is very hard. Okay. That is known as hooves. These animals have strong hooves that help them to walk on the slopes of mountain. So how will be the mountain, children? Will it be flat as our land is? No. It has got so many slopes. No. So mountains are like this. Yes or no? So these animals, they will walk around the mountains. No. In search of their food and all that. So because of these hooves, what happens? So they are not going to slip on these uneven surfaces when they walk. Okay, so they can maintain the balance in their walk. Okay, children, so that is how they are going to protect themselves from the cold weather because of their fur, and because of these hooves they will be able to walk on the slopes of mountains. Okay, children, so now we are just discussing here about the body parts, how their body is made to make themselves adapted to that particular environment. No, clear or no? And that behavior like what? Like winter sleep. No, we learnt about the winter sleep here, long winter sleep. This is the behavior. Like these animals, they are going to sleep throughout the winter. No, why? Because they are not getting food. Okay, this is their behavior. Okay, children, so as we mentioned in the beginning that the body parts, no, the body structure and also the behavior plays an important role in the process of this adaptation in environment. No, so like this, so we are learning that how these body parts and their behavior is making them to get suited to that particular environment. Now, deserts are usually very hot. Animals that live in deserts such as camels have thick skin and less hair on their body. This helps to prevent water loss from their body. See, children, here like we are learning about the animals which live in deserts. How is the weather in desert? How is the atmosphere and the environment? So it is very hot. No, so deserts are very hot. Why? Because there is a little source of water and a very scary rainfall, that is scarce rainfall. Very scarce rainfall, that is very less amount of rainfall. So that is why deserts remain always very hot. So what type of animals live in deserts? Like most famous animal which we know is our camel. No, camel. We call it also as ship of the desert. No, ship of the desert. Why? Because it carries people on its back. No, it is also used for transportation purpose. So here animals that live in deserts such as camels have thick skin and less hair on their body. So here if you can observe here, children, in the picture, how is the skin of the camel? So it has got a very thick skin and very less hair. Why? To tolerate the heat. to tolerate, in the sense to bear the heat, the desert heat. Okay, so this helps to prevent water loss from their body. So because of this thick skin and less hair, so they will not be able to lose the water. Okay, so actually camel, it preserves lot of water in its hump. Okay, how? Because when rain comes or when any water facilities are available, it can drink some gallons of water, and it can store in its body for so many days. Okay, and because of this, so it can survive in the desert areas. So because of this skin and less hair, what happens, it is not going to lose the water from its body. Clear, children? And some animals like snails, lizards and earthworms sleep for a long time during summer months to escape the heat. And some other animals like snails, lizards and earthworms. So these animals, what do? They are going to sleep in the summer months. So we have learnt about some animals which sleep in winters. No, bear, snake, frog and all that. But here if you see, animals such as snails, lizards and earthworms, what they do? They are going to sleep in summer months. Why? To escape the heat. So as these animals cannot tolerate the heat, the high temperature in the summer days, so that is why to escape from this temperature, hot temperature, they are going to sleep for so many days, that is for some months when the summer is in the climate. Okay, children, this long summer sleep is called estivation. This long summer sleep is called as estivation. Clear, children? Okay, so now we'll just learn about the camel here. A camel drinks a large amount of water at a time. Therefore, it is able to stay without water for long periods of time. So, as I said before, a camel, what happens? It can drink large amount. So many gallons of water at a time. Okay, so that is why it can stay without water for long duration. Why? Because in desert, water availability is very less. Even though water is not available, camel can live for so many days because as water is stored in its body. Okay. The hump of the camel contains a large amount of stored food. So here, see, this is the hump. This is the hump. This hump of the camel contains a large amount of stored fat. Stored fat. This is the fat, children, in the hump. This is used when there is a scarcity of food. Okay. And it has long legs and flat hooves which help it to walk easily on the loose desert sand without the feet sinking in. See, as it has got long legs, its legs are very long and flat hooves. So where do we have these hooves, children? Under the foot. Okay, so because of this, it can easily walk in the desert sand. So without sinking inside the sand, so the camel can easily walk in the desert. A camel has doubled eyelids which prevents the sand from entering its eyes. Okay, see here, camel, it has got what? Double eyelids. It has got double eyelids inside. Why? Because these eyelids are going to prevent it. It is going to stop the sand from entering its eyes. Desert is full of sand. No, when air blows, what happens? The sand also blow. No. So when this situation occurs, what happens? Because of this double eyelids, this sand is not going to enter into the camel's eyes. So they are protecting the camel from entering the sand. Okay, children? The camel is also called the ship of the desert. Ship of the desert. Now because it transports people from the desert. Okay, so this is why it is called as ship of the desert. So This is what we have learned today, children. We will be continuing in tomorrow's session. Until then, take care.